This is an agency we can all learn from. This is an agency named Publoft, and it's a failed agency who failed because you're going to find out. Here's the founder. His name is Matt Sherman. He's now the head of ad sales at Product Hunt. He's doing really well now. The type of agency that failed was an agency connecting writers with companies needing blog management through a monthly subscription model. Okay, so it was a monthly subscription retainer for $2,000 a month. Okay, so here are the elements. Number one was the subscription pricing of $2,000 a month. Number two was 4 blog posts per month delivery. Okay, and then lastly, autopilot content management. All right, those are the elements. And then the purpose of all those elements were to, one, increase revenue, and two, outsource existing blog posting system. Okay, so whoever the clients were, whether they were posting blogs or weren't posting blogs, it was a complete done-for-you system to optimize their business on the blog side of things. Now, those were the elements of product. Here are the elements of operation. You have their cold email outreach. So this was their main acquisition channel. They didn't really have a brand. They just had an acquisition channel, which was outreach. Number two was the founder himself, Matt. He was the CSO. He took care of the sales, the chief sales officer. Then he had the co-founder, Jeremy, who was a COO. So he handled the operations, the chief operations officer. And then you had the blog writers. Okay. Now, the cause of failure was bankruptcy, right? And the reasons for this cause was after receiving 500 grand from a venture capitalist, he started scaling before getting better. The capital ended up being the cause for Matt's greediness to scale instead of iterating his current systems. Scaling just leads to more problems if your existing system isn't resilient, right? So, and here's the why. Scaling causes more problems, primarily being delays. And scaling only works after creating a resilient system that's proven to retain clients. And the elements involved in scaling is iterated training and management systems. Those are the two elements in scaling. You can only scale if you have improved training and systems that manage your operations properly. Now, are we going backwards here? No. Okay, so the cause of failure was bankruptcy. The cause of bankruptcy was a lack of focus. Okay, now in what direction did he scale? So one was he delegated the sales side of things. So the founder, Matt, was taking care of the sales side of things, but he delegated it quickly. Number two was he got a new apartment, which led to lots of overhead. He was paying like $4,000 a month for his new apartment. Number three was overcompensation for blog writers. He thought, oh, like if I just pay my blog writers more, they'll do better. Number four was software tools to accelerate outreach, right? He used Mailshake. That was his way of automating the emails to accelerate the outreach process, right? That was one actually. He also paid for LinkedIn, like $4,000 a month. And so acceleration isn't always good if your systems aren't working properly. There's no point of getting new clients if your current clients are not happy. Now, how does scaling in this direction cause bankruptcy? So number one, he overloaded his co-founder with operations they weren't ready for. Number two, the blog writers still needed to make improvements before acceleration took place, right? They weren't good enough to take on more and more clients. And number three, the delegated salesman wasn't trained enough due to lack of product knowledge or lack of branding. Okay, now, and the reason I say this is because branding is so important, right? If the salesman is crap, right? And to be honest with you, you don't need the best salesman if you have a good brand, right? They just need to know product knowledge, and they also need to be comfortable taking sales calls. So they can't be a nervous wreck on the call, right? They have to be composed. And that's what clients really pay attention to. Like what does their physiology look like on the call? And so they didn't have brand. Their main acquisition channel was just outreach, right? And because they didn't really have great systems, they weren't really getting referrals either. Now, we haven't gotten to that. So how could have this problem been prevented? So number one is by focusing on training his blog writers, and two, by reverse engineering everything he did to scale. Okay, so everything he did here to scale, he should have not done until he improved his systems, which he did not, right? And that's what led to his downfall. Now, how does this relate to AI agencies in today's market? So even with less human labor, adding more automations to an already existing system doesn't make it better. Okay, so improve the existing working system by getting more feedback to make your automations more intelligent. Now you might be asking, what feedback should AI agencies be looking out for? Client results. Are they growing? Don't settle for stabilization. Automations aren't supposed to make systems easier for clients. They're supposed to optimize clients' pre-existing systems. Okay, so stabilization will just lead to a decrease in revenue, right, for your clients. So if the results for your clients are stable, they seem balanced, that's not a good sign, right? They're supposed to be improving. And so if they're not optimizing the pre-existing systems for clients, then your business will die. And the reason your clients aren't getting the results they should be getting is probably because you are experiencing exactly what Matt's experienced, which was a lack of focus, which caused bankruptcy, right? So because of, the cause for bankruptcy was lack of focus. That was the cause. Anyway, that's pretty much it for me. Hope you enjoyed. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more of me on your home feed. Take care.